Welcome, welcome, welcome into another day and another lesson of A Course in A Course in Miracles. Yesterday we were on lesson 44, God is the light in which I see. And today we're moving into lesson 45, God is the mind with which I think. So quick little PSA, public service announcement, that I am recording this a little later in the morning than usual. And so my apologies if there is some background noise that is becoming a part of our practice today. But this is the second day this week that I have been woken up by God, by Spirit at 4:30. So I've been able to attend a 5:30 a.m. Yoga practice. Which has been just wonderful. So I am looking forward to joining with you in this lesson for today as we take just a moment to just quiet, clear the mind, opening the heart, closing your eyes or settling your gaze and tuning inward as we settle in to this present moment, joining here together, inviting the breath in to assist us in getting present and being grounded. Breathing in and letting the breath go. Your choice, whether that's in and out through the nostrils or in through the nose and out through the mouth. Allowing all other thoughts and distractions to fade away into the distance as you bring your full attention to the breath. Your presence is your place of power. Feeling that breath move, noticing it in the stomach and the chest, in your lungs, noticing it go all the way up into your mind and your head, creating spaciousness. Two more breaths here. And as you're ready, wiggling your fingers and toes, gently bringing your attention to the space. As we connect to lesson 45, God is the mind in which I think. And that idea that God is the mind with which you think holds the key to what your real thoughts are. They are nothing that you think, just as nothing that you think you see is related to vision in any way. There's no relationship between what is real and what you think is real. Nothing that you think are your real thoughts resemble your real thoughts in any respect. Nothing that you think you see bears any resemblance to what vision will show you. You think with the mind of God. You think with the mind of love. Therefore, you share your thoughts with God as God shares his thoughts with you. They are the same thoughts because they are thought by the same mind. To share is to make alike or to make one. Nor do the thoughts you think with the mind of God leave your mind, because thoughts do not leave their source. Therefore your thoughts are in the mind of God as you are in the mind of God. They are in your mind as well where God is. As you are a part of God's mind, so are your thoughts a part of God's mind. So where then are your real thoughts? Today we will attempt to reach them. We will have to look for them in your mind because that is where they are. They must still be there because they cannot have left their source. What is thought by the mind of God is eternal, being part of creation. Our 3 5-minute practice periods for today will take the same general form that we used in applying yesterday's idea. We will attempt to leave the unreal and seek for the real. We will deny the world in favor of truth. We will not let the thoughts of the world hold us back. We will not let the beliefs of the world tell us that what God would have us do is impossible. Instead, we will try to recognize that only what God would have us do is possible. We will also try to understand that only what God would have us do is what we want to do. And we will also try to remember that we cannot fail in doing what God would have us do. There is every reason to feel confident that we will succeed today. It is the will of God. Begin the exercises for today by repeating the idea to yourself, closing your eyes as you do so. God is the mind with which I think. God is the mind with which I think. And then spend a fairly short period in thinking a few relevant thoughts of your own, keeping the idea in mind. And after you've added some 3 or 4 thoughts of your own, 4 or 5 thoughts of your own idea, repeat it again and tell yourself gently, my real thoughts are in my mind. I would like to find them. My real thoughts are in my mind. I would like to find them. Then try to go past all the unreal thoughts that cover the truth in your mind and reach to the eternal, what doesn't change. So it's not going to be thoughts about your work. It's not going to be thoughts about a relationship. It's not going to be thoughts about your body. It's going to be the eternal. Under all the senseless thoughts and mad ideas with which you have cluttered your mind up are the thoughts that you thought with God in the beginning. They are there in your mind now, completely unchanged. They will always be in your mind exactly as they were. Everything you have thought since then will change, but the foundation on which it rests is wholly changeless. It is this foundation toward which the exercises for today are directed. Here is your mind joined with the mind of God. Here are your thoughts one with His. For this kind of practice, only one thing is necessary. Approach it as you would an altar dedicated in heaven to God the Father and God the Son, or God the Creator and God the creation. For such is the place you are trying to reach. You will probably be unable as yet to realize how high you are trying to go. Yet, even with the little understanding that you've already gained, you should be able to remind yourself that this is no idle game, but an exercise in holiness and an attempt to reach the kingdom of heaven. In the shorter exercise periods for today, try to remember how important it is to you to understand the holiness of the mind that thinks with God. Take a minute or two as you repeat the idea throughout the day to appreciate your mind's holiness, your mind's innocence. Stand aside, however briefly, from all the thoughts that are unworthy of God, whose host you are, and thank God for the thoughts He is thinking with you. So let's get started in our practice period again, closing our eyes, repeating the idea, which is God is the mind with which I think, a couple of times, adding 4 or 5 related thoughts, and then moving past the world to the eternal, what is already with you and within you, because you have not left your source. So let's begin our practice period now for 5 minutes. Reminding yourself, my real thoughts are in my mind. I would like to find them. finishing up in the last few moments of the practice. So in the shorter practice periods for today, try to remember how important it is to understand the holiness of the mind that thinks with God. Take a minute or two as you repeat the idea throughout the day to appreciate your mind's holiness and innocence. Stand aside for however briefly from all the thoughts that are unworthy of God, and you are God's host. And thank God for the thoughts that He is thinking with you. Much love. Thank you for the practice today. I will look forward to joining you tomorrow as we go through lesson 46.